You can video me, okay? And you got
Don't
a
put your
shirt
hands
on?
on me.
Yeah, well, stop videoing me.
Hey, he
then.
just put his hands on me.
I touched you.
operator.
I brushed you on the shirt.
That's still
On June 15, 2026, a family road trip from Florida back to Oklahoma took a stressful turn during a gas station pit stop. A father named Tyler Brodsky found himself in a high-stakes standoff just for making a basic parenting decision to keep his young daughter safe. Instead of minding his own business, an aggressive bystander decided to block the exit, record the family, and call the police.
I'm standing in the doorway of the ladies' bathroom. Okay? My wife, there is a man with his two little girls using the women's bathroom.
wash your hands, lady.
He is. He's washing his hands with his daughters right now. He is leaving it.
It's all right, baby.
She is waiting to use the restroom with her mother, who is very ill
Wash your hands.
and who is on oxygen.
It's okay. Some of them are just immature.
And he's refusing. He's taking his sweet time.
I have two girls washing their hands.
You let this lady, this woman is she's a woman. She can bring her daughters in here. She's a manager of the QT.
I'm their
You can
dad.
ask her. I understand. And you don't have any business bringing her into the women's bathroom.
They're girls. They go to the women's bathroom.
As soon as he leaves the men's to the women's bathroom, I will. I'm standing in the doorway. And he's taking his own sweet time. Hey, sweetheart. This is ridiculous, man.
I am so sorry.
It's okay. Some men are just immature.
Wow. So here we have a father of two young girls. He's at a Quick Trip restroom, allowing his girls to use the restroom, and they're washing their hands. And apparently he has to pull out a phone and record because this man has come out of nowhere and is blocking the closing of the door to the restroom, and on the phone actively reporting that this father is in the restroom with his young girls. I'm so confused, acting like he's reporting a crime. This father is with his young girls and they are washing their hands. And the girls are there and they're crying, and he does not have the sense to say, okay, I'm going to let them finish. It looks like the cops or dispatcher may have said, if you're blocking the doorway, just step out of the restroom. Here also we have a Quick Trip store manager. She's there hopefully to de-escalate, and she is apologetic about this man's behavior, and she's being kind to the girls and their father. This is utterly ridiculous. I am a mother. I've had young boys and young girls, and I go to the bathroom with them. They come with me. As a woman, we kind of can get away with that, bringing our young sons into the restroom and everything. Women understand where this man came from and why he just wasn't over at the slushy machine or getting coffee or something is beyond me. His wife and her mother could have very well come into the restroom or kindly waited until this father had gotten his girls through, because apparently there is no family restroom in Quick Trip, and usually there aren't. So what's the big deal? And is this a criminal act that the cops should have been called? Let's watch more.
Take it back. Dry your hands off. You dry your hands?
Alright, come on. Hold my hand.
You've got a casual shirt that you can say it's got a cross on the front and the gray shirt. You can video me, okay? And you got
Don't
a
put your
shirt
hands
on?
on me.
Yeah, well, stop videoing me.
Hey, he
then.
just put his hands on me.
I touched
operator.
you. I brushed you on the shirt.
That's still touching
Yeah,
me.
that's
Don't put your
ridiculous.
hands on me.
That's ridiculous.
I got it on video.
He's
The
a white man, he's
entitlement
about
is
5'10".
crazy.
Tell him to get here soon.
I know, she's trying to get into the women's bathroom and
Well,
she
go.
can't. He's out now. He's
Yeah,
standing
this
here
guy making a
videoing
big deal about me taking my
obnoxiously,
little girls
justifying what he's been
to the
doing.
women's restroom. 'Cause he wants me to take them to the men's restroom.
I'm just standing here.
Probably a weirdo that wants to see them in there. Are they coming down here? Do I need to stay down
The police
here?
are
Or
on the way, yes.
do I need to speak to them?
No, you can come and talk, I'm right here.
Because I'm on a road trip trying to get home.
We're on a road trip too, and I couldn't get in the bathroom.
The absolute wildest part of this footage is the sheer embarrassing urgency this man has while talking to the police dispatcher. He's pacing back and forth, aggressively moving his hands, and treating the situation like he's reporting a high-level felony. But the second the actual words leave his mouth, the entire illusion of a concerned citizen completely shatters, exposing what looks like a literal schoolyard temper tantrum. He sounds exactly like a playground tattletale running to a teacher because another kid is using the wrong swing. He literally tells dispatch he is washing his hands with his daughters right now, as if basic sink hygiene is an active threat to public safety.
Goodness.
Imagine dialing 911, stamping your feet, and trying to sound like a heroic protector while explaining to emergency services that a dad is handing his toddlers a paper towel. The complete lack of self-awareness and the childlike need to get someone in trouble over a father caring for his little girls is just staggering. Then we have the store employee, Melissa, who walked straight into the middle of the drama. When she enters the restroom, she clearly recognizes how absurd the situation is, looking right at Robert and saying, "This is ridiculous, man," before reassuring the father and his daughters. But this has sparked a major debate online, and I want to know where you guys stand on it. On one hand, many people feel she should have used her authority as an employee to actively intervene, telling him to stop blocking the doorway, move away from the family, or order him to leave the building immediately. But on the other hand, corporate safety protocols usually train retail staff strictly not to escalate confrontations or physically engage with an aggressive customer, especially when they are actively on the phone with emergency services. Instead of risking a physical altercation, she chose to focus purely on de-escalation by comforting the crying kids and handing them paper towels.
Yeah, I totally agree. This was a difficult situation for Melissa, the store manager. Did you all see the look she gave him when he left out of the door? Which I think, like I said, I think dispatch said you need to step out of the women's restroom. She did apologize to the girls. She showed kindness to them and their father. In that situation, I've been in situations where employees are dealing with a difficult customer, and as a manager, I have to step in. Customers can be very, very entitled. They can cause scenes. They can make demands, all these kinds of things. There is an ability for a manager to ask that person to leave. I'm going to ask you to leave. And if you do not leave, then call the police. And she could have done that in this case. She did not do that, perhaps because he'd already gotten the police on the phone. But I really don't fault her too much in this situation. She did remain calm. She did show kindness to the family. She was displeased, you could tell, with the behavior of the other customer. But I can't say whether she should have done anything more, because anything more by either her or the father could have escalated that situation so much more, and the girls were already disturbed by what was going on. So I can't fault her for that. She made the best decision that she thought in that moment, and that's fine. The situation remained calm, and then the police were able to come and get involved. So kudos to Melissa. Kudos to the dad, because he did not lay that man out on his back the way he was terrorizing his children. He got the right dad on the right day, because, you could let it slide if there was a father that, reacted in a more aggressive way or match that same energy that the gentleman was giving out. This father was very, very much aware of the situation he was in and how this would impact his girls. That is very, very, very telling. He sounds like a great dad. So kudos to dad for staying calm in this situation. Let's watch some more.
Given those two signs, do you think she handled it perfectly, or should she have done more to clear the path for the family? But here's what the dad had to say.
All right. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the support that y'all have been sending my way to my girls. So we really do appreciate it. I never expected this to reach millions of people, so it's kind of surreal. A lot of you have been asking what happened after the video, so I am going to be going into that. I do apologize for the wait. Did have a long drive from Florida to Oklahoma, so we got home around 12 o'clock last night, and I was beat. And of course, my girls needed to be fed. I spent some time with them, get settled in. I only get them for 45 days in the summer, so I try to spend as much time with them as I can. So after we left the restroom, obviously he was on the phone with the police. They ended up showing up very quickly. About 3 officers showed up. They got there within 5 minutes tops, and very professional, very nice. Quickly de-escalated the situation. One of the officers was talking to me and the man, and explained that the situation wasn't as black and white as many people may think. And they pointed out that taking 2 little girls into the men's restroom could be viewed just as negatively as me being in the women's restroom with my girls. So I try to make sense of it, try to understand both perspectives. But ultimately there was really nothing that they could do. They did let me know that I was okay, that I didn't do anything wrong. They're very reassuring. I also want to give a huge shout out to Melissa, the Quick Trip store manager there, that stepped in and helped. We really do appreciate your support and your the care that you showed us. My girls, me being in that situation with them, really needed that, and it's always good to have somebody in your corner willing to show some support. When everything was happening, Melissa stepped in immediately. She checked on my girls, helped calm the situation down, and made sure that we were okay. As a dad, seeing someone show that kind of kindness to my daughters in a stressful moment meant a lot. So, huge shout out to Melissa. So, after speaking with everyone involved, the officers talked to Melissa and ultimately asked the man to leave the store. What happened next is what I'll remember the most. The police officers came and talked to my girls and made sure that they felt safe and reassured them that there was no danger, that they were there to protect them. And, really going to put a good image of police officers for my girls growing up, to know that they are there to protect them and to serve. The Quick Trip employees gave my girls free ices, which was very kind of them. And then we grabbed some snacks and we got back on the road to Oklahoma.
And the real consequences didn't stop at the gas station parking lot. Once the footage hit the internet, the digital community immediately went to work identifying him as Robert Buckner.
All right, y'all, it's about to get interesting. This is but wait, there's more. This is that moment right here. But I want to back up and talk about what he said, some of what he said. That was very important for the police to point out that it would have been viewed negatively if the father had taken those young girls into the men's restroom with him. And I've never seen anything like that done. But that could have been viewed negatively too. So the father did what he thought was the best for his girls in that moment, and how he didn't, I'm sure didn't think that he would receive the kind of backlash from this wizened gentleman. And I'm very shocked that, the age that this man is compared to the dad's age, for sure, he should have been a place of comfort and wisdom for this young man. Instead, he is behaving in a way that would show that he's emotionally immature, and that the father is the one who is the wise one in this circumstance, which I feel sorry for his wife. I really do. But it's so good to see that people have shown kindness to the girls. Their father in that moment showed them how to handle situations in a calm, level-headed way. So again, kudos to the father. He's teaching them even while he's going through something difficult. And then people are reinforcing that, the police officers, the people at Quick Trip, reinforcing that kindness goes a long way. And apparently that was too difficult for Mr. Man. He couldn't pull up any kindness from anywhere in his body. It just wasn't there, which is unfortunate. But let's see, because this gets a little better.
A realtor from Starkville, Mississippi. In the chaotic rush for accountability, the online mob actually managed to trigger a devastating case of mistaken identity. People uncovered an Instagram account called The Well Frequency Prosper because it featured an old post celebrating a 4-year anniversary with a photo of Robert and his wife. Viewers collectively assumed it was his business and flooded the page with terrifying threats and malicious reviews. In reality, the innocent woman who operates that page simply baked the custom anniversary cake for the couple years ago. She had absolutely nothing to do with Robert's behavior. But because the internet wouldn't stop harassing her, she was forced to completely shut down her business location and leave a message in her bio begging people to be kind. It is a heartbreaking reminder of how innocent people get caught in the crossfire of internet justice. As for Robert himself, his actual employers handed down the ultimate karma. The moment the video landed on their radar, Overstreet Properties cut ties with him immediately.
All right.
They released a clear termination statement on their official page to distance themselves from the fallout, writing, "Overstreet Properties is aware of videos circulating on social media depicting conduct by a former independent contractor during a personal trip that was unrelated to our company. The conduct depicted in the video does not reflect the values of Overstreet Properties or the standards we expect of those who represent our organization. Our focus remains on providing quality service to our clients, partners, and community." The individual depicted in the video is no longer associated with Overstreet Properties. Wasting police resources, trapping a family, and traumatizing young kids over sink hygiene is a flawless strategy for losing your job, your dignity, and your entire reputation in record time.
All right. Overstreet Properties. Kudos. Shout out to you. You have stepped up and done the right thing based on your own company values. You're saying that that behavior that took place outside of work are not the values that you espouse as a company. And so this person, former, it was the word former for me, that he's no longer with you all because he does not display that. That's the thing that people have to understand today. In the days of, and I keep saying this, in the days of everything gets filmed, your behavior outside of work is almost just as important as your behavior inside of work. You know, the person that you share the break room with, sit beside in a cubicle, in the boardroom, at any moment, if they display behavior unbecoming outside of work and it gets filmed, that company has to then make a decision about if that person is impacting their brand in a negative way. Yeah, this is a big thing, and it's something that we all need to be aware of when we are out and about doing our thing, because we could have a viral moment that costs us our livelihood. And so, I mean, people, it takes nothing for the internet to find out who you are, who your mama is, where you work, and it's over. Internet justice at its best. In this case, this man deserved all of that and then some. I am pleased that this story ended well. I've seen interviews that this father has had on Inside Edition and different news channels. He's getting a lot of love, and his girls are getting a lot of love, and that's very good. And it's right in time for Father's Day. So I just really wanted to put this video out there, see what you thought about it. Did you think the father did the right thing? What do you think about the store manager? Did she do the right thing? How else could this man, Mr. Buckner, have handled this situation? And let me know if you've had similar instances. Or do you take if you have daughters and you're a man, do you take them into the men's restroom or the girls' restroom? If you're a mom and you have sons, do you take them into the women's restroom or the men's restroom? Very good story. I just want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, especially to this dad. Tyler, I think was his name in this video. Happy Father's Day to you. Hey, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe to my videos so I can make more content and we could talk about more situations that are interesting and comment worthy. Okay, thank you and have a wonderful Father's Day.